what are they going to do? They're going to do it not on the Wednesday. They're going to do it not on the Thursday, not on the Friday, but they'll do it on the Shabbos because they added they had an extra 3 days. Actually, not on the Shabbos either. That's Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. They're going to do it on Sunday. Is that how it's going to be? 3 days later means 3 days later. Maybe it means they'll do it on the Shabbos. People are going to say that, what are the rabbis doing? They just do whatever they want. They're ignoring the calendar because everyone already saw the new moon, and they're just making Rosh Hashanah on the wrong time. The Gemara says, 1 second. So you're allowed to make it 8? You're allowed to make 8 leap months. Hashtanami ka'adim asi treyaymi. But the moilad of the moon is going to be 2 days early if you have 8 months, because you're really only supposed to have 6 months that have 30 days. If you're going to make 8, then you're 2 days off. So the Gemara answers Kedamar of Misharshia. We're going to answer this question with something that Rav Misharshia said regarding something else. And he said that Kagain Sheis Shana Mu'uberes. Last year, we added an extra month. And that extra month was 29 days. So that means that when we add when we don't add the extra month, but when we add a day to a month of this calendar, we're really not a full day off, because we're completing the last year's missing 12 hours. So we're not really 2 days off, we're only a day and a half off. And once it's a day and a half, it's not a full 2 days, that's acceptable. It's only 1 day off. And 1 day off, that's allowed. So Kain Sheis Shana Shalaf Noam Beres, V'Iber Shana Chaydesh, and the Iber Shana, an extra month, an Iber Shana, the leap year is an extra month. We're referring now that extra month was chaser, was only 29 days. So when we have 8 months that are 30 days this year, it's really only an extra 36 hours. It's only because of 1 day, 24 hours, plus an extra, plus a half a day, which is fine. It's only a day late. Dal yarcha malya bahadi yarcha chasera. So add, dal means eliminate, right? You'll put the full month right next to the missing month, and then that will take care of each other. And so we're only a day late. The Gemara says, 1 second, Bakati chad yoima, but you're still 1 day late. How are you allowed to have 8 months when you're only supposed to have 6? So you did away with 1 extra day because you said last year you had credit. You had credit from last year. But you're still a day late. It says, Leia detaya denshi. People don't notice 1 day.
No. Well, because it's 793 Shalakim, you also need an extra day every 32 days. 32 months.
Okay. Ula Amar, Leiner Lachacham Lachasa Yisrael Shmeina. Okay. Ula says that if you look at the Mishnah said that you don't have less than 4 months that are 30 days. You don't have less than 4 months that are 30 days. And then the way we were reading it before is, and you can't have more than 8 months that are 30 days, right? So we're really discussing the bottom end of the 30-day months and the top end. Ula does it differently. Ula says that we're actually discussing the same point here. Why do we not have less than 4 months of 30 days? Because the rabbis did not want to have more than 8 months that are 29 days. That's why you can't have more than 4 months that are 30 days. You can't have less than 4 months that are 30 days, because if you have less than 4 months that are 30 days, then you're going to have more than 8 months that are 29 days. Well, it's the same thing. It's just saying it. Basically, you need 4 months at least 4 months that are 30 days. If you, what's going to be Shana Muberet? Don't mix me up yet. Okay. My time Akamar. And Ula explains that what the Mishnah is doing by repeating itself is explaining the logic. Why are you not why can you not have less than 4 months that are leap months? Why can you not have less than that? Because we don't want to have more than 8 months that are 29 days. That's the reason for it. It's saying the same thing. Because the rabbis didn't want to do more. The Gemara now asks, why can't you have 9 that are 29 days? We're discussing this differently now. Before we were saying, why can't you have 9 that are malay, that are 30 days? Now we're saying, why can't you have 9 that are 29? It says, Imkain miyasra sira tlasa yomi. You're going to have Rosh Hashanah is going to be 3 days before the Milad. If you have 9 months that are only 29 days, then the Milad is going to be, you're missing 3 days there from the calendar. So your Rosh Hashanah is going to be early, but the moon is not going to be seen until 3 days later. So the Gemara says, Hashtanami kam yasser trei yomi. But now, when you have 8, so the moon is 2 days later. That's also not good. It says, Kedam Rav Mishar Shikan Shahis Shana Mu'beres. Last year, we had an extra month. Maybe it means not last year. Maybe it means this year. This year, we have an extra month. No. It means last year, we had an extra month. The previous year, you had an extra month. And that extra month, in the previous Gemara, we learned that extra month was missing. Now we say, no, that extra month was full. So, here we're talking about that the previous year we had a leap year, we had an extra month, and that month was 30 days. So now I have an extra 12 hours in there. So dal yarcha chaser bad yarcha, you put the missing month of this year next to the full month of last year, and it removes the 12 hours of this. It's not really 2 days, it's only a day and a half. And it's only the day and a half is considered 1 day late, and that's not a problem. It says 1 second, but you're still 1 day late, even if you have last year's. But Rosh Hashanah is a day earlier, and no one saw the moon yet, until they'll see the moon a day later. It says, Savar is chazoi is chazoi, is chazuye is chazi, banan la yada alav adaitin. It's going to be just the opposite. You can't claim that what are the rabbis doing? They're making Rosh Hashanah a day earlier. I didn't see the moon yet. That's not a claim, because you'll say the rabbi saw it and I didn't see it.
Isn't this why Rosh Hashanah is 2 days?
Rosh Hashanah is 2 days because the holiday of Rosh Hashanah is immediately when they see the moon. So I had to celebrate in doubt Rosh Hashanah just in case it may be Rosh Hashanah. Right. So I had to keep it as Rosh Hashanah.
They can't wait for the people to contest the Tagish, and then it's too late.
Right. Here we're saying that there's a difference between a day earlier than a day later. A day earlier, I'm going to say that we saw the moon already. The rabbis are waiting. We had the answer for Rav Huna. We said, 1 day the people don't mind. For Ula, we're saying that it's a day later that they're going to see the moon. And for that, we answer that just the fact that you didn't see the moon doesn't mean the rabbis didn't see it. Maybe they saw the moon, you didn't have a good angle. Okay.
Your area was cloudy.
Right. The Maika Miflagi. What is the Machlekes? What's the machlokes between Rav Huna and Ula? Rav Huna said that we're discussing two cases in the Mishnah. We're discussing less than 4 months, me'uberes, and more than 8 months, me'uberes. You can't have less than 4, you can have more than 8. And Ula says that we're only discussing one case in the Mishnah. The Mishnah is only discussing that you can't have less than 4 months, me'uberes. That 8 number in there was that you don't want to have more than 8 that aren't me'uberes. But that's saying the same thing twice. Okay? So according to Rav Huna, we're discussing both sides. Less than 4 months me'uberes and more than 8 months me'uberes. The Mishnah has actually 2 cases there. And according to Ula, it's only 1 case. So what's the machlekes? It says the Tanya. Machlekes says like this. Kama ibershana lamed. This is very interesting. When you add a month into a year, how many days is that month? Is it a 29-day month? This is what you started to mention. Is it a 29-day month or is it a 30-day month? So the Tanakami here holds that it's 30 days. When you add a month, it's 30 days. Shimon ben Gamliel says that it's just a month. A month could mean 29 or 30. So now, when you go back here, go back to our Gemara. According to Rav Huna, that we have 2 cases in the Mishnah. The only way to resolve the Mishnah, how I can have 2 days later, Rosh Hashanah 2 days later, was if I say that last year was a leap year. Because according to Rav Huna, I have both options. I have 2 days later and 2 days earlier. How do I resolve that? By saying last year was a leap year. And I'm going to say that it depends if last year's leap year was had an extra day in it, or it was missing a day in it. And that can resolve what I'm doing this year. But I have 2 cases, according to Rav Huna, because he said the Mishnah is discussing both sides. So he'll have to say, if you want those both options, he'll have to learn like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, that the last year's leap month could be 29 or 30 days. But according to Ula, that only gives us one option. He says the Mishnah is only discussing one case. And last year, what's the case? That I can't have more than 8 29-day months in the calendar. In order to do that, I need to say that last year's extra month was 30 days. He holds like the Tanakama, that there's only one option of having in an extra month, that it can only be 30 days. Okay. Yeah, Rabbi, sure. Right. 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 Meisvei. Let me stop over here. Okay. Huh?
24.
You know that there was Menachem, the German.
Can I get the marker over there?